What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Now earlier today we actually discussed all top 8 decks from the regionals this past weekend or yesterday that cleared up, and of course the first place list was Sam Chin. Congratulations, Sam, one more time. I really deserve it, and a fantastic player. But yeah, he won with Drampa Garbodor. It was 3 out of the top 8 decks. 6 out of the top 8 were like some kind of variant of Garbodor. Garbodor is definitely the strongest deck. I think out of like top 32, it made up like 90% of the thing as well. I know I had the exact stats earlier in the video that I did at 10:30, or I mean at 9:30. But yeah, so today we're gonna cover Sam's list that he won with Garbodor, Drampa. I mean, that's pretty much his main attackers with Drampa, and then Garbodor is a kind of late game kind of attacker kind of thing. We've kind of seen this before with the Tauros variant, but this one definitely heavily focused on Drampa, which I do like. Drampa is becoming one of my favorite attackers overall. Now you're gonna see one great card, and we'll go over that first. Is Azelf. Azelf has 70 HP, and it has the attack Shining Eyes. Put 2 damage counters each of your opponent's Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. Obviously, this is for Gyarados. You can Shiny Eyes, counter Gyarados that way. Because, you know, Magikarps with Team Magma Secret Base, they put 20 damage counters on themselves, and then with Shining Eyes, you just knock them out. Now, if you don't have Azelf, you're still going to be okay. There's a way to play around it or not worry about it. Well, and then this weekend, you actually play Tapu Koko. It does. Let me look up Tapu Koko real quick. Tapu Koko is going to replace this Azelf, so you're not going to worry too much about this Azelf. But Tapu Koko, if I could find a English card of it, come on, there it is. All right, so Tapu Koko has Flying Flip. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon for a DCE. Now that's gonna be the big difference between Azelf and Tapu Koko. Is Tapu Koko it does 20 to each of your opponent's Pokemon, while Shining Eyes puts 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon that already has damage counters on it, and it has 110 HP and has Free Retreat. So that's a big difference. Azelf does not have Free Retreat and has 70 HP, but Tapu Koko is definitely going to be a replacement in this deck, I'm pretty sure. Now, if you don't have Azelf or Tapu Koko, there's another replacement, and that's what we're going to actually play today, because I don't own either one of those. Not Spinarak, it's Spinda. Yeah, so we're gonna play Spinda in this deck. It kind of does the same thing. It has Uproar, it does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. That way we can knock out Magikarps, not to worry about them. And yeah, that's what we're gonna play in the deck instead. That's the only difference between this deck and Sam Chin's deck. We're gonna have Spindas instead of Okay, so background, you are annoying me today. Please stop with your fuzziness. Thank you. Thank you for cooperating. You're still not cooperating. But let's go over Sam's deck and let's see what's it about. Alright, so Drampa, main attacker. 180 HP, Righteous Edge 20, discard a special energy from your opponent's act Pokemon. Kind of like Cobalion, if you played back then. Cobalion did 30 though, and discard energy, really good attack overall. Berserk, this is where the card shines. It does 80. And if your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on it, this attack does 70 more damage, which is 150. Combine this Choice Band, you can do 180, and that's why this card is so strong. For 3 energies, which might seem like a lot, but with the DC and its like energy, it's easily obtainable. You do 180, and you might be like, how do you get damage counters on your bench Pokemon? Well, the first way is your opponent's going to attack them, and then you can retreat and still use Drampa. Or you can use Team Magma Secret Base. We talked about that Gyarados uses this, but we can also use it as well. When you put a base Pokemon, except for Team Ag Pokemon, from their hand onto the bench, you put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon, which activates Drampa's Berserk attack. And that's how we're going to do 180 damage by turn 2. Really, really strong. And this deck has like a couple of GX attacks, which is really cool, because you can like decide when to use your GX attack. And none of them are like the wrong decision. So you have Big Will GX, shelf your hand to deck, and then draw 10 cards. You're going to have to worry about getting in, but that's fine. You're like, whatever. I still get 7 cards instead of 11. You're good. You have Tauros with Rage, Horn Attack, and Mad Bull GX. This attack does 30 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. This can be attainable with Ninja Boy. We play 3 Tapu Lele, so it's easy to switch out. And we have Tapu Cure, which can heal all damage from 2 of your bench Pokemon. So you have 3 different GX attacks you can use, which makes this deck really versatile and really cool. Now, the deck plays 1 Sudowoodo for Roadblock. Your opponent can't have more than 4 bench Pokemon. If they have 5 or more bench Pokemon, they discard bench Pokemon until they have 4 or 4 on their bench. Alright. So this is really good. I mean, if you watched the finals, you saw that Sam Chin put it down and made it where his opponent was like, oh no, I can't put down another Combi, and I really put Jeffrey in an awkward situation. It's also good against Mega Closet, obviously. You just shut him down. Against Volcanion, you can reduce their bench spaces. Mega Gardevoir, you can reduce their bench spaces. Sudowoodo is such a underrated card that's going to be played in more decks for sure. Okay, so 3 Tapu Lele, of course, with Wonder Tag and Energy Drive. We know what this does, and a 4 Garbodor with 1 with the Garbodor Toxin, shut down shut down abilities, which is really strong still, even with Field Blower in the format. You just like shut down like certain decks and just kind of make it like where they can't do anything. And 3 of the Trash Lunch Garbodor, which is one, if not the strongest cards from Guardians Risings. And we saw that this weekend with Garbodor making like I said earlier, like 90 to 95% of the decks in top cut. Alright, so 1 Field Blower, 2 Rescue Stretcher, 1 Super Rod. He's going to make sure he's going to reuse his Pokemon over and over again. You can grab back the Tapu Lele's. You can Super Rod Pokemon back in your deck. Super Rod also gets you back energies, which is what is really needed in this deck sometimes. But 2 Rescue Stretcher to put a Pokemon immediately in your hand or shuffle 3 back in your deck. 4 Ultra Ball, 4 VA Seeker, and 2 Magma Seeker base, like I said, to activate Drampa's attack. 1 Hex Maniac, 2 Lysandre. We're going to see 4 and 4 Sycamore. Just really consistent and really nice, especially when you're like, if you're in a Garbodor mirror match, you need to play like in over and over again and not Sycamore your items away, because in the mirror match, that's going to be a big thing. 1 Ninja Boy, so you can swap out the Tauros. That's the main thing. You can swap the Tauros, but you can do whatever. You can swap out whoever you want to at any time, whenever. 1 Fan Club, you search deck for 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them and put them into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. Now, I know some people play Bridget over this, but Bridget goes on the field, Fan Club goes in your hand, which I think is a little bit better. Bridget does allow you to get 3, but Fan Club, it goes in your hand. I think a hand down is a better trainer card overall. I'm a little biased to it because I did play in Shaman Rayquaza. Metal Snake, Shaman Rayquaza Bronzong. We play Fan Club in there, and now it's a lot of fun. So Fan Club's still a great card nowadays. And of course, 4 Sycamore. Now 3 Choice Band, so you do additional 30 damage to EX or GX Pokemon. 3 Float Stone, give it a free retreat. 4 DC and 7 Psychic Energy. And we can talk about this deck over and over again and talk about how great it is and why it beats X, Y, Z. But today we're gonna play 2 games with it, and it's going like you need to test against this deck if you're going to Madison. If you're going to Madison Regionals, you are going to see this deck everywhere. People are like, Garbodor, you know, it's hyped, but it's, you know, there's a lot of different decks formats, and that's what I heard from a lot of people going into this weekend, is they're like, oh, there's a ton of different formats, this format is so diverse, and it's whatever, you can play whatever, and you're good to go. And then Garbodor came and said, hey, I'm Garbodor, I'm here to take names, and there was a ton of different decks going in there. Don't get me wrong, I saw a ton of different decks there. But Garbodor rose to the occasion and said, hey, I'm the best, and I'm showing that today. And so Garbodor, you know, overall, it beat all the decks. It beat Sylveon, it beat Waterbox, it beat, it even beat Vesqueen, which people thought were like, you know, you beat Vesqueen, I mean, Vesqueen beats Garbodor, blah, blah, blah. But Sam Chin still took down Vesqueen in the finals. So this deck is definitely the best deck in format right now. What can counter it, I don't know. But later today, if you don't follow me on Twitch, make sure you follow me. We are doing a regionals question and answer, and we have 3 people joining us. So make sure you go follow that. Follow the Twitch down below, the Snapchat, the Facebook page, everything like that. The Twitter, if you like Twitter. But guys, let's see this deck in action. I know the introduction was kind of long, but we really need to break down this deck and see why it did so well this weekend. And we are going to see a lot of it going into this weekend. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and let's see the deck in action. And one more time, congrats, Sam Chin, on your regionals victory, and let's see what happens. Okay. Alright, so when it gets Fabininier, looks like they're playing a Volcanion deck, maybe? There was Fire and something else, so we'll call heads like always. And we won the coin flip, which is great. We can go for a turn 1 Hex if we want to. There's Tapu Koko, Lanala, Mega Gengar. Okay, so we start with Drampa, which is what we really want to start with. Spinda, probably not useful. Sudowoodo could be someone useful to let our opponent down to 4, especially the R play Volcanion. We get shut them down pretty easily. I think drop back on the active is fine. We could put a Psychic Energy and start going Berserk turn 2. Just knock out whoever. Berserk's what makes this deck so good. I've been playing against this deck a lot online in the May PTCO tournament and playing the Tauros version, like a very heavy Tauros version. And the Drampa version just kind of destroys you, unfortunately. But our hand right now is not the best. We can like Sudowoodo, maybe Ultra Ball, discard Tauros and Spinda, and grab a Tapu Lele and get a Sycamore or a Fan Club even, depending on your top deck. And he's playing Eevee, so some kind of Evolutions deck, of course. All right, so what we're gonna do. All right, so we have a couple options. We can put a Psychic Energy in the active. Okay, we can Ultra Ball, discard a Tauros and a Spinda. Yeah, I'm gonna discard these two, okay? And I'm gonna grab, let's see, Tapu Lele. And with the Tapu Lele, we can grab a Fan Club, okay? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Tapu Lele for Fan Club. So Tapu Lele is a Hex. Oh, we can't Hex. Oh man, there's a lot of things I want to do. I can't do everything I want to do. Alright, now I'm just gonna Tapu Lele, and with this, I am just gonna grab a Sycamore, and I'm just gonna discard my hand, draw 7 cards. Yep, that's fine. If we would put a Psychic Energy in Energy Evolution, we could go for Hex Maniac and shut that down, but we don't have a supporter card for next turn, which is what I'm kind of concerned about. So I'm just gonna grab a Sycamore, put a Psychic Energy, Choice Band, and Sudowoodo. So yeah, Sycamore, Choice Band, Sudowoodo, and we'll Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 cards. Looking for some Trubbishes, obviously. Team Magma Secret Base, and a Garbodor. So we'll have to pass onto our opponent's turn, okay. So let's see what happens. We got the Team Magma Secret Base. I didn't want to put it down immediately because I don't think my opponent puts other. He might play like a counter stadium. There's a Trubbish coming down, okay. And there's a Psychic Energy, so he will get the Espeon out, which can hit for weakness on our Drampa. Not hit for weakness, but he can confuse us, which is what I am scared about, okay. Alright, so Eevee, we'll see the Energy Evolution. I mean, we could have waited for the turn 1 Hex, but we didn't have another supporter card in hand. Which is unfortunate. Now we could have Fan Club, but no, gonna go for... Did he prize all of his Espeons? Did that really just happen? Alright, so we will put this down, and we are gonna play an N, and with this N, we need to find a DC and a Trubbish. If we could find this, we could take a knockout on the active, and we found a DC and a Drampa, so that'll work. Only unfortunate thing is we don't have... I mean, actually, we can just Berserk for the knockout regardless. Yeah, we'll DC the active. I'm still going to put it on the Drampa just in case he does counter our stadium. And I'm just going to Berserk. I mean, did he really prize all of his Espeons? Alright, so there's an Ultra Ball gun in our hand. We can Fan Club next turn for 2 Trubbishes, which is great. Put a DC in the other Drampa, and be good to go. We see a Eevee hit the field, okay. But did he really prize all of his Espeons? You gotta think he did, right? So Trubbish coming down, okay. Alright, so yeah, Psychic Energy going to the bench, Eevee. Maybe his hand was really bad and he wanted the quick draw to try to draw out of it, maybe? Because, yeah, there's the Espeon coming down. So he did have the Espeon, and I guess he just wanted to... Alright, so just pass on to our turn, and what we can do here is Ultra Ball, discard the Fan Club and DC for a Tapu Lele. Because Berserk does 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, which will knock out this guy. So yeah, we'll discard a Fan Club and a DCE. We're going to grab a Tapu Lele. And we're going to grab a Lysandre to bring up that Espeon for a knockout. So yeah, let's Tapu Lele. We will, I mean, we filled our bench, unfortunately, but that's fine. We're going to go down to 3 prize cards. We're going to grab a Lysandre, bring up that Espeon, take it a knockout. Alright, so let's put a DC in the bench, Drampa, Lysandre, the Espeon, and we will Berserk for the knockout, going down to 3 prize cards, and this is what Berserk's really good about, like, you're just doing 180 damage on these EXs or GXs out of nowhere. There's a Lysandre via Seeker gun in our hand, so if he puts down another Pokemon, we can Lysandre it up, alright, so I guess he had to go for the quick draw because his hand was so bad. But you gotta think the confusion from Sidebeam was a little bit better because it auto-confuses us. So I wonder why he didn't do that. There's a Choice Band on the active. Right now he only does 20, 40, 5, 6, 7. So he does 70 right now. There's a Ultra Ball discarding a Hala, and a VS Seeker. Alright, was that a Garbodor going in his hand? I'm not sure. Yep, there's a Garbodor coming down, okay. A Tapu Lele hit the field, and he can play an in. That's probably what he wants to grab here with the Wonder Tag. Wants to play an in, putting us down to 3, while he gets 6 new cards. I mean, if he goes for Sycamore, we're going to Lysandre, bring up that Tapu Lele, take out a knockout, going down to 1 price card. Alright, so let's see, what does he grab in? He's actually going to go for Sycamore. I think the better play is to grab an in, because he is not going to knock us out. Yeah, so we see Sycamore, discard his hand. We can just bring up that Tapu Lele, take a knockout, even if he, like, plays a Windblower. To discard, yeah, there's a Field Blower. Go discard the Choice Band to Team Magma Stadium. We can still take a knockout because Berserk does 150 straight up, which is really good. Alright, so now we have 2, 3, so 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to do 180, or 90, sorry. He's going to do 90. On our turn, we get a Psychic Energy. So I'm going to put a Psychic Energy in this guy. I am going to Lysandre, bring up the Tapu Lele, and that is going to be, like, the game. There's nothing he can do. We'll Berserk for the knockout, go down to 1 prize card. But we have another Drampa on the bench, ready to go. We see a Ninja Boy and Sycamore go in our hand. That's not going to, I mean, he needs a hand stammer or something to get rid of the DC off this bench. Drampa, and yeah, you got to think we have this game. There's nothing our opponent can do. He can send up whoever, but we can use Berserk because that Tapu Lele does have 20 damage on it. Just do it 150, knock out a Garbodor. His only option is to retreat the Garbodor and send in, like, his own Drampa, or, yeah, Drampa would be the only option. Or maybe a Tauros if it has 180. It does have 180, so we wouldn't knock it out automatically. He'll have to, like, put down the Tauros and in us, because we have a Choice Band in our hand already. I did want to put it down just in case he plays another Leaf Blower to get rid of it. There's a Tauros coming down, so he can do that Tauros play I was talking about. Garbodor does have 3 retreat costs, though. He'll have to attach a DC to it. And there's a Trash Lynch going to take the knockout, but we have the game in hand right now. He goes down to 4 prize cards, and this is why this deck's so strong. We didn't even get a Garbodor out. We just used Drampa and win the game that way, and we'll just Berserk for the knockout. That Tapu Lele does have the 20 damage on. It'll do 150, and it'll take the game. And we did have a Team Magma Secret Base prize, so I was kind of glad we held on to that Team Magma Secret Base until we needed it. But we'll see another game in the deck here in a second. It was kind of confusing when my opponent didn't grab Espeon turn 1. I guess, like I said, he wanted the quick draw to draw another card, but even that's a coin flip. I mean, Confusion's a coin flip as well, so, I mean, but we're confused for the rest of the game. But we'll see another game with the Drampa Garbodor deck here in a second to see, you know, why this deck did win regionals yesterday. Alright, guys. Alright, so putting against Wallaby, playing an all-water deck. This could be Greninja, maybe? That's the only real thing I can think of. Man, this green screen behind me is annoying me today. Green screen, I love you. But look at that right there, guys. That is something. Alright, would you like to go first? Yes, I don't even know what's happening. We're playing against Greninja, right? Alright, so alright, so start Drampa. Seems really good. We'll press done. We're going first, so whatever. And it looks like it's a Greninja deck. Now, going into this weekend, everybody's like, Greninja, best deck, blah, 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 and it didn't do so hot, unfortunately. Yeah. Alright, so we get 2 mulligan draws, okay? We can put, like, Berserk takes knockouts already. I mean, and the thing here is, like, Berserk's gonna keep just knocking out these Greninjas over and over again. Just 150, 150, 150, 150, 150. And late game, like, alright, cool, I have Garbodor. Now I can knock out all your Greninjas as well. So we'll take some mulligan cards. There's Sycamore, Field Blower, press done. Double Froakie and a DC. Well, we'll DC the active. We will... Man, I wish the deck played like a Skyla, because right now, like, Skyla would be fantastic. Alright, so Ultra Ball, discard a Sycamore and a Hex Maniac. We'll grab another Trubbish. We could grab Sudowoodo and put our opponent down to 4, making it where they can't do anything, which seems really cool. There's a lot of different things we could do here. Both the Team Magma Secret Bases in the deck, so that's good. Yeah, I think what we'll do right now is guarantee the Sudowoodo. We'll put that down, limiting the Frogadier space, because he does have a Froakie already down. We'll put down Trubbish, put down Sudowoodo. I am going to Tapu Lele for an N. I really don't want to discard the Super Rod and Field Blower. Alright, so we'll grab an N. We'll get a new hand. We could, like, go Fan Club, but we need a Team Magma Secret Base, so we can put damage on a Trubbish. Alright, there is none of those cards. Great. Alright, so right now we'll just pass it to our opponent's turn. He could go for Bubble to paralyze us. That's his only route. Next turn is to paralyze us. Okay. I guess Sudowoodo doesn't make that much of a difference because he's going to put a Frogadier on the active and then duplicates for 3 other Frogadiers and then I'll stays for 1. So just pass on our turn. So nothing for our opponent. We'll put down Garbodor. Okay. We'll put a Float Stone on the active. Choice Band this guy. All these cards are irrelevant. We'll Tapu Lele. Man, I guess I'm going to grab a Sycamore. But he might... I'm going to play in. And the reason I'm playing in is because he's still going to have a good hand. We don't know that. Alright, so grab it in. We'll play it. We'll get 6 new cards. All we need is a Psychic Energy or a DC. And we find a DC at least. So we get Berserk for the knockout. Okay, so put a DC in the active. We'll go Berserk. Alright. So taking a knockout, go down to 5 price cards. We get a VS Seeker, okay? We really need to find one of these Team Magma Seeker bases so we can put down Trubbish and still do good. So there's a Froakie getting a Water Energy, okay? There's a Frogadier coming down, and we'll see Water Duplicates. We're going to get 3 Frogadiers on the field. There's a Silent Loud coming down. Don't care about that. And there's a Water Duplicates, and how many Frogadiers are prized? Alright, so we see 1, we see 2, and we see 3. So 3 Frogadiers hitting the field. On to our turn. We find another Drampa. Drampa, what are you doing here? We need to find a Team Magma Seeker base plus a... Yep, that's fine. Yeah, we need to find a Team Magma Seeker base and a Garb. Oh no, that's not what we need still. Okay. Alright, that's not what we needed. So opponent hasn't played any cards right now, really. So I'm going to put a Psychic Energy on the Tapu Lele. And I'm going to go for another Berserk for the knockout. Okay. We'll go down to 4 prize cards. There is a VS Seeker. Okay, so we can Lysandre. We can Hex next turn. If we top deck... so there's his first item card being played. Okay, he's going to Dive Ball for Greninja. Okay. We'll see the Greninja coming down. Okay. There's another Greninja coming down. Okay. We'll see a Splashing on the active. And do we see Moonlight Slash? What we probably need is like, you see Moonlight Slash for 80. Okay, for 60 actually. Alright, so on our turn, we get a Lysandre. It's not what we wanted. Not what I wanted at all. I need to find... Alright. Where's our Team Magma Seeker bases? Okay. Alright. So... Alright, we have a couple of options, none of them really good, so I'm going to VS Seeker for a Hex, okay, and then we could do 80, and the next turn do another 80, and knock out the active. So yeah, I'm going to VS Seeker for Hex, because he might be able to knock us out. Oh man. Yeah, I'm going to Hex, okay. I am going to Berserk. Well, we could Righteous Edge. Discard the Splash Energy. Or we can Berserk for 80. I think I'm just gonna Righteous. And I'm gonna Berserk for 80, and the next time we can knock out the Greninja, okay? Because he could do another 80. He could do 110 next turn. That's the max he could do with this Greninja, okay? So Seeker Ninja Break coming out, which has 90. Oh, it has 90 HP, not 80. Oh my goodness. I thought it had 160. It has 170. Alright, so we see Ultra Ball discarded 2 cards from hand, discards an it's not lab, okay. There's another Ninja Break coming down, okay. I really need a top deck. I see Magma Seeker base. And there's Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. Okay. Do we top deck a Team Magma Seeker base? Alright. What we could do next turn is retreat to Tapu Lele and use Tapu Cure. That's the thing we could do. There's a Water going to the active. Okay, he's not going to take a knockout this turn, so he's going to Moonlight Slash for another 80. Okay. Alright, so there we go, 80. We have 140, so 40 HP left. On our turn, we get a Psychic Energy. So, we are going to retreat into the Tapu Lele. Alright. Let's see, so 20, 40. That's not a lot at all. we are going to Lysandre up this Frogadier. Okay. And we are going to Tapu Cure to heal the damage off the Drampa. Alright, so on our opponent's turn, let's see what happens. He's going to be able to use abilities, but he has to put Agents in the active and treat it, or find another Greninja. Alright, so those are people. He can't grab a Greninja, so he's going to grab a Greninja break here, okay. Alright. And we save the Field Blower just in case he puts down Choice Bands. We can discard that, so Water's in the active, okay. So 20, 40, 60. There's an Ace Trainer. Alright, I'm fine with this Ace Trainer hand. It's not good at all. Alright, so you get 6, we get 3, but we're looking for a, it's not what I'm looking for. Alright, so Greninja coming down, okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80, alright. But if he has swings to his Tapu Lele, we can then retreat and take it and hit with Drampa. So he's going to Moonlight Slash, okay, which is fine with me, because now we can retreat and knock out this Greninja break. So on our turn, we will get a Garbodor, okay. But if we do that, he can double Moonlight Slash, or double Giant Water Shuriken, and knock out, ooh, baby. Alright, so what I'm going to do is Ultra Ball. Discard a Psychic and a Garbodor, okay. We're going to grab a Drampa. Alright. We will retreat into the Drampa. Put down another Drampa. Put a DC on it. And we will Berserk for the knockout. Alright, so there we go. So do it 150 damage. We'll go down to 3 prize cards. We find a DCE, which is great because then we can attack with this new Drampa, take another knockout. But like I said, he could double Giant Water Shuriken, hit the active for 60, 60, and then do a Moonlight Slash. He could do double 60 to the bench and then swing. Alright, so there we see, oh, he's actually going to go for the active, which is great. Because what we can do is send the Drampa, put a DC on it, and Berserk for the knockout. Alright, so there we see another Giant Water Shuriken hitting the active again. Okay. And then we have one card in hand. Will he end us? Doubt it. So Water's the active. And he's going to take a knockout here going down to 4. There's a Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 cards. Now he's down 2 Frogadiers. Is this number 3? Nope. Nope, just 2 Frogadiers, okay? And no, go to Moonlight Slash. And this is great, because next turn we can put a DC in the Drampa, we can take a knockout, going down to 2 prize cards. He's not going to be able to retaliate straight away, but he will get the evolution back in his hand. So on our turn, we find a Sycamore, great top deck. So DCE, Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 cards. We find a Float Stone to Team Magma Secret Base. Team Magma Secret Base doesn't really matter too much, unfortunately. I'm going to Float Stone the active. Okay, I think I'm going to play it just in case he ends us. We can get out of the field, get out of the way, just in case. And we'll go for Berserk for the knockout. Going down to 2 prize cards. Okay, so 150. Going down to 2. We find an Ultra Ball. Alright, so the Ultra Ball can get us a Trubbish. Might seem really nice. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so there's a Froakie coming down. So he's going to have 2 Froakies on the field. There's one, take the 20 damage. Okay. And we'll see another one come down, but he is not going to knock out this Drampa. His only real out's to bubble. Yeah. So let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can do 120 with Garbodor right now. Okay. And going to Giant Water Shuriken. Where does he 60 go? It's going to go on the active. Okay. Ooh, 8. No, he can't take a knockout with this guy. He has to go for bubble here. Yep, that's his real out. It's to bubble. Okay, let's see. Does he get the bubble or not? Now, if he does bubble, what can we do? I don't know. It depends what the flip is. The deck doesn't play Olympia, so we can't bubble. We can't get out of the bubble. Then I'm going to put a Waters in the active. Alright, so this is fine with me. Okay. Because we're going to take a... Oh, we're actually not going to take a knockout. We're only doing 150, unfortunately. Oh boy. Alright, so Lysandre bringing up the Tapu Lele. Okay. There's a Shadow Stitching for 40. Alright. So on our turn, let's see here. We drew the... Alright, so he shuts down ability. So we can't Ninja Boy regardless, like the way I wanted to do. Alright. So let's see. We could do 150 to the Greninja and Hex, and he can't do anything. So yeah, I'm going to put a Psychic into the active. I'm going to retreat into the Drampa. I'm going to VS Seeker for Hex Maniac. Okay. We will Hex our opponent. I am going to Ultra Ball, discard a Fan Club and a Garbodor to grab a Trubbish, just in case he pulls like a Lysandre, bring up this Tapu Lele again. Put down a Trubbish, now we can activate the Berserk, and it will go for the Berserk. It doesn't take a knockout, it does 150, but my opponent can put down a Frogadier, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I forgot. 150 HP, we could almost knock it out if we played a first Kukui. We could take a knockout. That's the only real reason why, or only real way to take a knockout. So Field Blower, get rid of the Float Stone, and the Choice Band. Doesn't really matter about those two cards at all. Okay. There's a Max Potion. Discarding the water. Oh my goodness. There's a Frogadier come down. Okay. Does he have another Water G in hand? He's played 6 Water G so far. Wow. So let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're doing 160. There's a Lysandre, okay. Gonna put a Water G in the active. Gonna Lysandre. Bring up the Tapu Lele. Take it a knockout. Oh boy. We are in trouble now. So Moonlight Slash. Alright, so he's going on 2 price cards. Alright, so what we have to do here is bring up the Garbodor. It's pretty much our only out. So you have to bring up the Garbodor, okay? On our turn, we get a Float Stone. So I'm going to Float Stone the bench Trubbish. And play a Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 70 cards. Alright, so we get the good hand. We get a Psychic Energy, we can Rescue Stretcher. With the Rescue Stretcher, we'll put a Pokemon from our discard pile into our hand. We are going to grab a Garbodor Toxin Garbodor, put that guy down, and we will go for a Trash Lynch. Okay, well, not knock it out. Oh, it will knock it out. What am I talking about? It did 180. He played the, yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The VS Seeker is what did it. Alright, so we're good to go. Garbodor came down. Here comes Greninja. He needs another Field Blower plus a Lysandre. Alright, so Choice Band the active. Alright, that's still not enough. He cannot win this turn. There's no way he can win right now. Alright. Alright, did we do it? Man. Didn't even need the Garbodor Toxin Garbodor. Just, I guess for security reasons. I literally thought we didn't have the knockout. Then I forgot he VS Seeker for Lysandre. And that's what made the whole matchup kind of different. So we got the Garbodors down. And like I said, Greninja is one of the... Okay, so there's a Max Potion here, like 20 damage. That's not going to matter. Water's in the active. And what can our opponent do? He can do 6, 7, 8. He can do 110. That's the max he can do right now. I can't see how he's going to win this game. He put a Water's in the active. The only real way he could do something is going for a bubble. And it looks like Drampa will be enough. Even though he whiffed the Berserk stuff and like everything like that, he hit the Tapu Lele after we Tapu cured the Drampa, and it was able to tank and take the rest of the game, or knockouts. Alright, so there's a VS Seeker. Does he go for a Lysandre? Maybe bring up the Sudowoodo. Yep, there's a Lysandre. Let's see who he brings up here. The only real argument is probably the Sudowoodo. It has a 2 retreat cost. Everything else does not make any sense. Nope, Sudowoodo is weak to water, so it gets one-shotted anyway. So you bring up the Tapu Lele, because it doesn't get knocked out automatically. But we play 3 Float Stones, or okay, 2 and then 1's in the field. If he plays a Field Blower, we wouldn't be able to treat automatically. But we put a Choice Band on the Garbodor, so Lysandre, bring it to the Tapu Lele, and we are going to see a Moonlight Slash 480. Alright, so can we find an 110, sorry. So can we find an energy or not? There's a VS Seeker, okay. What Choice Band? Get rid of that guy, okay. So he went for Moonlight Slash. I'm going to do this Tapu Lele to thin our deck down. Okay. Oh, we have Garbodor on the field. We have Garb on the field, Josh. What are you doing? Alright, so we're going to Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 70 cards. I forgot. And we find one. Alright, it was one of the last cards. So put a Psychic in the active. We will retreat into the Garbodor, and we'll take a knockout with the Trash Lunch. There we go. I was almost huge mistake at the end there. I was using the Tapu Lele within our deck out to grab like a Ninja Boy or something, just so we could Sycamore and not draw into it. And there we go. I don't even know how many energies left in our deck, but there we go. Take it down the Greninja deck. And I know before this weekend, everybody was hyping up Greninja, and you can see why it does show against the Drampa deck. You do so much damage so quickly, and by the time they're set up, you should be able to knock out a bunch of Froakies and Frogadiers, stuff like that. But guys, hopefully during this episode of Main Deck Monday, you can see why this is one of the strongest decks from weekend, and why it made 6 out of the top 8s, or at least why Garbodor made 6 out of the top 8s. Drampa was in like 2 or 3 out of the top 8s. No, 4. Yeah, 4 out of the 8 were Drampa decks. There's some variations. You saw that video today. We saw like Brad Carcio playing the Rainbow variant. Tyler, Sam, and actually no, it was 3 in the top 4 were Drampa variants, and then Vesqueen and everything is yeah. So we're good. 3 out of the top 4 were the Drampa decks, but Drampa definitely became one of the strongest decks over the weekend. Drampa Garbodor is going to be the play. It might not be the play straight up, but it's definitely one of the most hyped decks going to Madison Regionals this weekend. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic Monday. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.